Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, the Frugal. So I've just got back from 6 days in Belgium where I documented every single penny that I spent during my solo travel and MBA residential school. Watch the rest of this video so you can actually see what I spent, and definitely stay till the end so you can get the complete total of what I spent in the week, and you can find out if I met my budget or failed. Hint, I failed spectacularly, but wait until the end so that you can actually find out why. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. Hi guys, it's 4 AM. I'm off to residential school in Brussels. You may as well come with me. Let's go. Okay, so it's 5:47 and I'm exactly an hour early for my 6:47 Eurostar train to Brussels. I don't know if you can see any of the information on the board, but let's go and check in and then get on the train. Hi guys, I finally made it to Brussels. I'm in my hotel. I'm in a hotel Indigo. I'm actually really impressed. I'm going to give you a room tour in a second. So my journey this morning was pretty straightforward. I had to get my train first thing in the morning to get into London so I could get the Eurostar from King's Cross. The Eurostar was so smooth, it was 2 hours. Then I was at Brussels Midi. I jumped on a train that brought me directly outside my hotel, and then here I am. So I set off this morning at about 4:15. It's probably around 11:15 now, so that's what, 5 hours of a journey, and I'm in another country, so I'm pretty happy. I'm here, as I said right at the start of the video, for my MBA residential school. I've come in a day early. Initially I was going to do some like touristy things and just have a look at Brussels, but I've got so much reading to do that I'm really going to limit like my holiday activities. I won't be leaving straight after the residential school. School finishes on Tuesday afternoon about midday, so I will actually be here until Wednesday evening. So although I can't have too much fun today, I will hopefully on the other side of my residential school be able to enjoy myself and explore Brussels and hopefully get out to either Ghent or Bruges when I have more time. So that's my plan. Before we do anything else, let's have a quick room tour. This room is so cute. This hotel, I'm actually really impressed, and I've only just got here. I've never stayed in a hotel Indigo before. So I'm actually really excited to know that this is part of the IHG group. Let's have the room tour and then I'll explain why I'm making this video. So I think this is how the vloggers do it. Oh my god, I just walked into the room. Let's have a room tour. Okay, so I'll show you the bathroom first. It's pretty cute. I don't know if I'm getting this in shot, but this is a really, really nice, spacious bathroom. Look at that shower. I think that's a rainfall shower. If you can come in here with me. It's just me. Hi. Let's move into the main bedroom living area. So ignore my mess. I haven't done anything yet. It's a really nice big bed. Good just dumping space. Nice little coffee station. Safe. Phone so that I can call reception. Let's move round. I have a little desk so I can actually do some work. Ignore my tissue, that's disgusting. It's me again. Got a little lounging sofa, little chair on the side. Again, just some cute designs on the wall. Not a great view if you can see out there, but I'm not here for a great view, but I am so central. I'm right outside a main train station. I'm 10 minutes down one straight road for the like main heart of the city, so I'm actually really well located, so the view is not a problem at all. I'm actually only staying in this hotel for one night before I actually relocate to a Marriott for my residential school, so doesn't really matter. We'll see what happens tomorrow. How absolutely gorgeous is this hotel corridor? Hotel Indigo, you did so good. I'm so impressed. Really looking forward to staying here. It's so cute. So the reason why I'm making this video today is not me vlogging my trip. That's not really what I'm built for. But really it's actually so that I can show you all how you can take advantage of either a work or an educational trip and give yourself a really cheap, low-cost holiday just by tacking on a few days either side of it and just being clever. So I was told back in November that I had this residential school coming up, and I had a couple of options, either to do it in Heathrow back in London, do it in Manchester, Birmingham, or come out to Brussels. I'd had a few people tell me last year that coming out to Brussels was actually a really good idea, and so I decided it'd be an excellent opportunity for me to see another city. I've only been to Brussels previously for work, and I've never been into the city centre, so I've never really seen it. So I thought it'd be a really good opportunity for me to get out, explore by coming in early and then leaving a bit later. But I also thought it would be a really cheap way of me doing it. So once I booked onto the residential school back in November, I waited a couple of weeks and then I checked the Eurostar ticket, and I found a ticket for £58 return, leaving first thing in the morning, so the first train out, and one of the first trains coming into Brussels and one of the very last trains going out on Wednesday evening. So for £58, I thought that was perfect. This hotel that you can see that I'm staying in, it's a Hotel Indigo, which is part of the IHG group. Because I travel around the UK and abroad for work quite a bit, I usually end up staying in Holiday Inns and Crown Plazas, Holiday Inn Expresses. I'm generally in the IHG group, or at least I try to stay within the IHG group so that I can build the hotel points, and I get reward scheme points. So I'm now a Gold Elite member of the IHG group. So coming into Brussels, I actually booked this hotel with my points. So it cost me a big fat zero. Nothing. It's absolutely free. Because I had reward points to pay for it. When I relocate after my residential school on Tuesday and I come back to another hotel, I will be in another IHG hotel. I may come back to this one. I actually haven't booked it yet, so I haven't decided whether I want to come. I haven't decided whether I want to stay in Brussels, or if I want to spend the night in Ghent or Bruges. But I'll work that out later in the week. I've got a couple of days to make that decision. But I will be staying in an IHG hotel, and I will be using my points. So my second night also will be absolutely free. My residential school is obviously paid for through my my tuition fee. So I don't really consider the cost of that within this trip. It's paid for by a completely different pot of money that I pay for part of the module up front at the beginning of the year. So we won't be adding that. So what I thought I would do for the rest of this trip is actually document how much I spend over my 2.5 days of leisure time, so that you can actually see how much the trip costs me and how you can have a low-cost trip. I won't be filming anything during the residential school because they will be providing 3 meals a day and snacks, and also I just won't have the time. So I hope you enjoy this and I hope you find it useful. I will tot it up at the end. I'm hoping to stay within a €200 or £200 budget. There's no reason why I should spend £200, but I might decide to go out for a fancy dinner one night, or there may be a few attractions that I decide that I want to pay for, that I really want to see, but we'll see what comes out in my planning. So I'm gonna go and have a nap because I am exhausted. I'm so tired. I almost can't see, and if you can hear all the mistakes I've been making, you can hear that my brain isn't quite clicked into place. And then I'm gonna do something to my face, wake myself up, make myself look cute, and then I'll be back with some receipts so you can actually see what I've spent so far. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Hi guys, so I have been out and about today. I was out earlier. The weather wasn't great and I was quite tired, so I actually didn't really film anything. I did grab some food, so I do have receipts. I do know how much I spent today. I'm just out for dinner now. Gonna go get some food. Again, the weather is so bad that I'm not gonna film anything. As soon as I get back, I'll let you know what I've spent. I'll total up my day. All right, see you in a bit. Hi guys. I'll be completely honest, when I got back from dinner last night, I just did not feel like filming. I was quite tired, it was a bit late. I needed to study. So it's the next morning. I'm just getting ready to check out of the hotel, go and get some like very, very early lunch, and then relocate to the Marriott so I can start my residential school. But because yesterday I did say I would document everything that I spent in the day, I'm gonna do it now, this morning, or I think it's now, what time are we now? 10 to 12, so almost the afternoon. So I'll let you know what I spent and then we can move on to what I spent today. Okay, so because I started my journey so early in the morning, I did have breakfast when I got to St. Pancras. I usually, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that I usually tend to intermittent fast. But when I'm up very early for a flight or Eurostar, I will generally have breakfast to kind of get me through the day, to kind of keep me awake. So if I pull out the receipt, it's a bit mangled and you can't really see it, so I won't hold it up too close. But in the morning, I ordered an egg and ham brioche little sandwich. I bought an apple, a ginger kombucha. Jackie Aina got me into them, and a white Americano, and that all came to £7 at Pret for breakfast. So that was the first thing I spent yesterday. I didn't spend anything again until I got to Brussels Midi, when I got a subway train ticket for, it was €2.10, but in pounds that was £1.88. Sorry. But in pounds that was £1.81. I've got all of my like spend written down here, so if I'm looking down, I'm just checking the euros to pounds. So once I got back to the hotel, had a nap, studied, I did go out for a little bit of food, just a quick few like cheap bites. So the first thing I had was a Belgian waffle with some chocolate sauce on top. It was, oh, it was delicious. Waffles in Belgium, of course. So that cost €3.20. So in pounds, that was £2.75. A little bit later, while I was wandering around, I did get some frites with mayo, so some chips and mayo. That cost €3.70 or £3.18. While I was out and about, the weather was really, really bad. So all I did was wander around for a few hours in the afternoon. I looked at the Grand Palace Square, a few nice buildings, kind of just wandered around and got a bit lost. But I didn't pay for any attractions. And because the weather was so bad, I did think about doing a walking tour, but I kind of just lost the enthusiasm for it. So I didn't sign up for any, I didn't join any. So I didn't end up paying to do anything touristy. After a couple of hours, I just came back to the hotel. Came back to the hotel, did some work, studied a bit, prepped for the residential school, until it was time for me to go back out for dinner in the evening, when I thought again I might do a bit of sightseeing, but the weather was even worse in the evening. So all I did was go out for dinner. Hopefully I'll insert a clip of me doing this last night, but because the weather was so bad, my cheap umbrella did not withstand the wind at all.
The weather outside is so bad that my cheap umbrella is broken, so I've come into Uniqlo to buy a €14.90 umbrella that apparently is resistant to wind, so hopefully this one lasts a lot longer. Wish me good luck, I'm going back outside.
And within about 5 minutes, had not only kind of flipped inside out, but the skeleton had kind of broken and it just stopped working. So because it was so bad, I did have to pop into Uniqlo, because it's the only place I could see that was actually selling umbrellas. And I bought a wind resistant umbrella that cost €14.90, but in pounds was £12.63. It actually did, it lasted. I still have the umbrella. It was very windy. I was able to use it without any fear. It kind of twisted with the wind, so it stayed intact. So I'm hoping it's gonna last me a long time and that it's a good investment. I went to the Lobster House for dinner and I had a seafood paella. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I just wanted some rice and some seafood. It was really good meal, really, really happy. It was a little expensive. So it was 30 euros. I added a €4 tip, so it was 34 euros in total. And in pounds, that came to £28.83. I was really happy with it. It was a nice meal. I decided to treat myself. I had the paella and I had a cherry beer, and that's what I needed in my life, you know. Sometimes cheap eats, sometimes a really nice sit-down meal with yourself, just watching other people dine and enjoy themselves, having a nice atmosphere, and having really good service from the waiters. They were very entertaining, and they made my evening really, really enjoyable, so I was happy about that. Something I've forgotten to add is earlier in the day, I did pop into Calzadonna. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'll show you the bag just so that you can see the brand. And I bought 2 pairs of tights. The reason being is as I was packing to come to Brussels, I ended up throwing away a few pairs of old tights, and I only packed 1 pair of tights to wear with my skirt, the tights I was wearing yesterday. I do need some more tights for this trip, and in general I need some more tights to replace the ones that I had thrown away. They were just a little old and a little bit bobbly. So I popped in, bought 2 pairs of tights. They were having a bit of a promotion, so the 2 pairs came to €5.90 or £4.95. So in total yesterday I spent £61.15. As I said, I'm setting myself a £200 budget. So that's my limit for what I can spend between now and going home on Wednesday night. I'm not including the Eurostar train price because I paid for that back in December out of that travel budget. So I'm not bundling it in. I'm not trying to get to 200. I want to stay under it, but that's my cap, and so I just have to be aware to maybe not have another really nice dinner if it's going to tip me over the edge. But right now I'm going to go check out, and then we're going to go find a coffee shop, grab something to eat. I may film at the coffee shop and show you my receipt, or I may do it later when I get to the hotel. We may have another room tour at the Marriott. We'll see what I have time for. Anyway, again, I'll see you in the next clip. Hi guys, I'm back. So the last time you saw me, it was, I think, Saturday late morning. It's now Tuesday night. It's about 10 p.m. My MBA residential school is now officially over, and I'm back at my hotel, the original hotel that I checked into on Friday night. I am mentally exhausted. I am so spent. As you can see, I'm in my little headscarf. I don't want to put my full Ankara bonnet on because maybe a little bit too embarrassing. My makeup has practically slipped off my face. I'm in my dressing gown. I'm at my desk and I'm just doing some work in the hotel. I've just had a few MBA things and like professional work things I've just wanted to get through today. But I needed to jump on camera and actually finish off what I'd spent. I have been spending over the last few days, and if I'm completely honest, I'm pretty certain that I've blown my budget through actually no particular fault of my own. But I'll kind of walk you through what's happened so far so you kind of get what's gone on. Okay, so let's rewind back to Saturday. The hotel did not include breakfast as part of the package. So instead of having breakfast anywhere, I waited until midday and had lunch before I went to my residential school because lunch on the first day was not included. So I went to a little natural organic place called XC. I'm not sure if I've said that right, but it was really good, pretty cheap. And it cost me £8.19 or €9.50. So the next thing I spent money on was actually a taxi. Now I know I swear blind that I don't take taxis and I don't believe in them, but the location of the Marriott courtyard that I was staying in was pretty out of town towards the airport, remembering that I'd come into the city centre and I actually needed to get a taxi to get out there because there wasn't a train station or a tube station close enough to make taking public transport worthwhile. So I did get a taxi, and that cost £12.93 for about a 25-minute journey, or €15. So because it was a pretty intense residential school and there was some socializing in the evening, we were working very late nights. So we were working usually until 8 or 9 every evening. We would end up at the bar to kind of just relax and kind of deflate and just relieve some tension. So on the Saturday night, I did order one large Belgian beer that cost £6 or €7. So that was Saturday. If we get to Sunday now, the only thing I spent money on, again, was one beer that cost £6 or €7. If you notice me looking down, again, I've just got my notes here, so I'm just trying to refresh my memory. It's easier for me to read off the pad than actually pull out all of the receipts. I've just collated everything here. We get to Monday now, and things get a little bit ridiculous. So once again, Monday night, because everything else was covered in the hotel, and because I didn't leave the hotel during the residential school at any point, the only thing I actively spent on one large beer, again, that cost £6 or €7. Now, if you remember, I said earlier that I booked the Hotel Indigo in Brussels, which is a lovely hotel, using my IHG reward points. Unfortunately for me, the person that checked me into the hotel didn't do it properly, so it looked like my reservation had been cancelled, because it looked like I hadn't turned up to honour the reservation. So even though I was given a room and I actually genuinely stayed here, on their system it looked like I didn't, so they cancelled it. And as a penalty, they reversed my reward points. So the 30,000 points it cost me to book the hotel for one night, they reversed back to me. So they put them back in my account, but they charged me a penalty fee of £62.85 or €73.32. Now, I only discovered this penalty on Monday night when the charge hit my credit card and I got a notification on my phone, and I could not believe it, because at this point I'd already booked to come back to stay here for my second night, where I am now. I'm in the middle of wrangling this because I don't accept this charge. This was human error that really had nothing to do with me. The hotel management here have been incredibly helpful. I have to admit that calling IHG's customer service has been completely awful. After half an hour, we had no resolution. And they were very much just like, we'll speak to the hotel itself, just sort it out, which in the end I have done. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get my money back for the penalty. What they've done instead is given me additional points to go towards booking another free night at this location or somewhere else in the future. So it's not ideal. And actually, if I didn't have the money to pay the £62.85, this would put me in a little bit of a predicament. I'm not necessarily happy with the resolution, but at this stage, there really isn't anything else that we can do, because I've already received the charge and the money's been taken from my account. They tell me that they can't reverse it. All they can do is kind of give me, as a courtesy, more points, which, you know, isn't quite, as I said, it's not quite the resolution that I would have wanted, and I was really quite angry. But at this stage, I've just decided to let it go, just because the management here have been so hospitable. The hotel manager gave me his card and just told me that if I come back to the hotel, he will personally make sure that I'm well taken care of and that all of my needs are met and that I'll get special treatment, which actually, as customer service goes, was exactly what I needed to hear as part of trying to help me kind of sort out what had gone wrong in this whole situation. I still believe in racking up reward points and kind of staying with the IHG group and then redeeming them for free nights, but just for whatever reason, that night, Friday night, the 28th of February, it didn't work. It didn't work. So that was an extra expense I had not anticipated. So, and I have to be honest, it goes downhill from here pretty quickly. Now, as I said, I'm back at the Hotel Indigo in Brussels, but this second night that I'm here, I didn't try to pay with my points. Instead, I actually just I booked a normal cash payment. Now, it is not a cheap hotel, and ideally I wanted to book with my points. However, they'd run out of rooms that were connected to points only bookings, and so I just decided that because I had so much work that I wanted to do tonight, and it's such a good central location, that I just felt like I just wanted to come back here, be comfortable, and just use this as my base until I leave Belgium on Wednesday, tomorrow. So after my residential school, I came back, checked in, dropped all my stuff off, and then went out and roamed Brussels for 4 hours. It was perfect. I got back just before 8 p.m. and I've been doing some work since, and now I'm filming. So it's been ideal. Because I'm still here, the charge has not hit my credit card. So I will wait until Wednesday when I've checked out to actually tell you how much the hotel has cost. But needless to say, it completely just like blows my budget out of the water. So where I was hoping to only spend £200 over this trip, I'm pretty close to doubling that at this stage. I understand that I've shot myself in the foot because of convenience and comfort and familiarity. And usually I'm not like this. Usually I will stay in a cheaper hotel. I'm not a budget traveler. I don't stay in hostels. I do like to have a comfortable hotel room, especially when I'm in a situation like this where it's actually more of a professional trip than like just chilling out, doesn't really matter kind of trip. But I probably pushed it a little bit too far, and I've probably spent a little bit too much money. But I'll tell you more about that tomorrow because I can't face thinking about it right now. Anyway, other things that I've spent today. So I did get a taxi from the Marriott near the outskirts of town into the centre of Brussels, so the reverse journey, and that cost me £14.57 or 17 euros. During all of my kind of like touristy wandering, mooching around this afternoon and evening, I actually didn't go into any attractions. I literally just walked around, visited some tourist spots and took lots of pictures, but I didn't pay to do anything. So I did get a snack, a little kiwi fruit bowl from Exie, the natural organic place, and that cost me £3.27 or €3.75. After a few hours in the evening, I decided that I just wanted to get a takeaway to come back to the hotel so I can get on with all the things that I'm doing. So I went to Five Guys and got just like a really basic burger and some fries and a drink. And that cost £17.54 or €20.25. I always forget how expensive Five Guys is, which is probably why I very rarely go. I do really like Five Guys. It's, you know, like it's really filling. You get a lot of food, but it is so expensive. It's so expensive. I don't regret it, but like actually when they rang it up on the till, I was like, this is why I rarely come to Five Guys, because it's that's not really fast food pricing, but I enjoyed it, so it was worth it. So that's all I spent today. I am planning to get up early tomorrow, check out the hotel, head to Bruges for the day and just see another part of Belgium. I'm really excited. I've never been to Bruges and I hear it's beautiful. I will still not be vlogging that because I'm not a vlogger, and I actually just want to take a day to just completely decompress and unwind and just have some freedom and not be like, not have any pressure of work, study, filming, anything. If I take any clips, okay, but I'm not holding myself to it. So I may see you when I get home. I may see you on the Eurostar. I may see you at the train station. I don't know where I'm gonna see you next. Hi guys, as you can see, I'm back home. I got home from Belgium late last night, about 11 p.m. So it's far too late for me to actually get on camera and film. As I had a really early start for work this morning, I needed to drive to Cardiff. Now that I'm back from work, I thought I would finish off my what I spent in a week in Belgium. At the end of the video, I will total up everything so you can see how much I spent across the 6 days, I believe it was. And then we can see just how badly I blew my budget. I think I mentioned that I wanted to go out and visit Bruges, another city in Belgium, because I'd never seen it before. I did end up going and it was fantastic. I don't have any footage to show you of the actual city, but it was beautiful and I highly recommend checking Bruges out if you're in Belgium. Very well worth a visit. But before we get into my Bruges spend, I do have to confess about the cost of the hotel for my second night at the Hotel Indigo. It hurts me to admit, but one night at the hotel cost me £146.54 or €169.17. I don't regret it. I don't regret spending that much money on the hotel because I enjoyed it. It was very comfortable. It really allowed me to do some work, have a central base and get some rest. I felt really safe and very, very comfortable. It was a beautiful atmosphere. It was a great hotel. If I planned a little bit further in advance, I would have been able to book the hotel on my points, even though it failed the first night. There's no reason why it should have failed on the second night. Equally, if I planned a little bit further in advance, I may have found another hotel that was equally as comfortable but was cheaper. So that was a fail on my part. I don't recommend being in a city like Brussels and booking your hotel ad hoc. I've never done that before. Usually I've always booked my accommodation before I've been to a destination. This time round, I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants. And to be honest, it turned out to be an epic fail. So because of that £146.54, I just completely blew my budget. But we'll come to that. Anyway, going to Bruges. So my return ticket from Brussels Midi cost £24.77 or €28.60, and it was an hour trip each way. So actually I thought it was quite good value for money. In the UK, that kind of train ticket probably would have cost more, so I was happy with that. That wasn't a problem. I actually ended up taking snacks to Bruges with me because I'd eaten so much during my residential school and the night before I'd had the big Five Guys meal. I didn't want to have a lot of food on Wednesday while I was in Bruges, so I took some snacks. My hotel didn't come with breakfast, so I didn't have breakfast. Had some snacks instead of having lunch, just some things I brought from the UK, so some nuts and some apricots and some little cheddar biscuit bites, so I didn't have to pay for lunch. What I did instead though was, because I was in Belgium, of course, I bought some Belgian chocolates to bring home with me. I've already started eating them and they are delicious. And they cost £7.71 or €8.90. I did get a cherry beer because, again, I don't drink a lot, but I did want to have a beer every night while I was in Belgium because I love a Belgian beer. So the cherry beer cost £5.62 or €6.50. So I forgot to mention that to get from my hotel to Brussels Midi, where I was getting the Eurostar and where I was getting my train to Bruges, I did buy a subway ticket, and that subway And that subway ticket again cost £1.81 or €2.10. So great value for money. It was only 5 stops, so really cheap, really quick. And their subway was really good, really efficient, very clean, very easy to navigate. A really nice experience actually. When I got to Brussels Midi, I had all of my luggage, so my little carry-on suitcase and 2 bags, a handbag and an extra bag for my laptop and things. So I used a luggage locker. It was really safe and a really efficient way to store your luggage and not have to carry it around with you. I didn't want to lug my luggage around in Bruges. That would have kind of weighed me down. So I got back to Brussels a couple of hours before I needed to catch my train, and I decided to have dinner in Brussels rather than having dinner or lunch in Bruges. So I grabbed a quick dinner at a restaurant opposite from the train station, which immediately made it quite expensive. It was really nice. It was a Flemish stew, like a beef stew with Belgian chips. £20.76 or €23.80. It was definitely inflated. The price was definitely inflated due to the location. But because of time and distance from the train station, I really couldn't go and find something that was going to be more value for money. And I needed at this point, I needed a meal. So I just had to chalk that up to circumstance. The very last thing that I bought was when I got into the train station, I needed some water and I couldn't find any clean water from a dispenser. So I bought a bottle that cost me £2.53 or €2.90. And that was everything I spent on Wednesday before I got home. So unbelievably, on Wednesday alone, I did end up spending £214.07. And the fact that I said right at the beginning, oh, I don't think I'll spend more than £200 this week. I don't really even know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't regret it, because no point regretting it. Everything that I spent was worthwhile. Some of the things, if I planned, I probably would not have spent the money. So for the hotel, I wasn't happy about Hotel Indigo charging me the penalty for cancelling the hotel that I actually stayed at for the night. So there are still some things there that I'm trying to sort out. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any money back. They have given me some points, but I'm still lodging a complaint because, to be honest, it was completely unacceptable. I will hopefully put the totals on the side here so that you can see what I spent in total every day. But if I add it all up, I ended up spending, drum roll, £412.45 in my 6 days in Belgium. I class this as a bit of a travel hack and budget fail. Maybe £200 was a little bit too optimistic, but it shouldn't have been any more than 300. To be honest, probably 250. So this has taught me a lesson. I need to have a lot more discipline. I need to I need to be more frugal when I travel. I'm very frugal when I'm home, but as soon as I'm away, I'm quite happy to spend money. Fortunately for me, this month I had budgeted about £400 for travel. £200 I'd kind of set aside for Brussels. The other £200 I'd put into my travel savings account. So I do have the travel savings to cover my total spend. I don't have to go and scramble and find the money, which is the benefit of having a sinking fund, as I'm finding. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about my budget fail. Has this happened to you? Let me know if you found yourself just overspending on a trip because it's foreign currency and you don't really think it's real money, or because, like me, you had a few unexpected things happen, or you just didn't plan properly. Anyway, if you like this video, please let me know and I will try and make another what I spent in a week the next time I travel. Anyway, until next time, thanks, bye. Oh, and like and subscribe.